All right. Aloha, everyone, in another level living land. So happy that you're here today. We are in for an amazing treat, everyone. So, welcome to another episode of Freedom Fridays. And I say that we're an amazing treat because you just have no idea of the awesomeness that our guest is going to bring, but you will in very, very few moments. So let me first tell you what this whole show is all about. Freedom Fridays is all about supporting you as an entrepreneur and achieving your success in business and life harmony. Because it really is two sides of the same coin. We never want to get so busy making a living that we can forget to make a life. It is possible to work smarter, not harder, create time, money, and emotional freedom. So we bring amazing entrepreneurs here to be able to support you in achieving just that. And today we have an amazing special guest whose organization is called Pamper Your Problems. And she's going to be talking with us about how to turn our pain into passion and lifting the weight of trauma. So how investing in yourself can actually prevent you from hitting rock bottom. So let's go ahead and give Coach Nikki Richmond a warm welcome for being here. Nikki, we're so happy that you're here with us today.
Happy to be here. So happy to be here.
Yes. Oh, so great. And let me tell you who this amazing lady is. She is a trauma release life coach who advocates for both children and adults to empower them to step into their light of calling without being held back by the past. So Nikki, so happy that you're here. Thank you. What words of wisdom do you have to share with us today? First of all, before you even get in this.
Okay, so yes, first of all.
Okay, tell me what brought you to this amazing arena of trauma coaching? Like what is your passion for this work? Because it's so amazing what you're doing.
So before I could talk about turning pain into passion, I really had to learn how to do it first.
Okay. Awesome.
So, turning my pain in, I was like, did I lose an internet connection? You know how the, internet trolls like to, come and try to take my connection away when I'm right in the middle of a thought. So
yes, well, the technology and gremlins are always at play when there's some amazing energy to be shared.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay, so tell me, what are some amazing tips? Because, I know a lot of people listening could really benefit from hearing how to turn their pain into purpose. What words of wisdom can you share with us to help us do that? Did we lose you? Are you there? Okay, are you there?
Nope, I'm here.
Okay, did you hear that part that I said?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and share with us, what are some amazing words of wisdom that you can share with us on how to turn our pain into passion and purpose?
Yes, absolutely. So, I believe that the first step to turning your pain into passion is definitely, giving yourself a good foundation. We're not always born with the best foundation. I had loving parents and I had a really good foundation, but I also went through a lot of pain that wasn't directly caused by them necessarily, but the outside world always has factors that come in that just throw us for a loop. And a lot of those traumatic times we can end up repressing, which is just kind of weights sitting on us, weighing us down so that we're not able to be our lighter, happier selves. So trauma can really be that weight that can keep us from our greatness, to be honest. So I feel like instead of letting yourself hit rock bottom, because always people always say, well, I feel like sometimes I have to hit rock bottom before you can find your way to start climbing up. And instead of hitting rock bottom, we can start to build a foundation that is completely unbreakable, and that is really key to getting through that trauma without having to, relive all of those painful triggers that, get us to the point where we're not able to maybe jump to the next chapter. So, trauma can make us feel like we're not worth the investment in ourselves, because we've listened to others put us down for so long that we start to believe it and live, at the bottom of our capabilities, basically,
So let
just
me just
because we put down.
pause
Yeah,
you for one moment, because
of
what you
course. Yeah.
said was so profound. The weight of our trauma can prevent us from actually stepping into our greatness. I mean,
Yes.
that is just so huge.
Yes.
A lot of times people feel like they're trapped, like it
Yes.
creates hopelessness, and no one understands how they feel. It impacts their value, et cetera, et
Right.
cetera. It creates this like spiral down. Um,
Yes.
but what you uncovered and what you shared is that there's greatness. There's greatness underneath all of that.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes, and I have a couple tips and tricks to try to get us from the good pain, from the bad pain or the bad feelings of enduring pain, to, the good rewards that come with going through the pain, because we all go through our own pains, growing pains, learning pains, pain of letting go, which is very difficult sometimes. So it's crucial to break that subconscious cycle within ourselves so that others will see the change in how we treat ourselves, which in turn will force outsiders looking in, to either rise to the top or of our new vibration, or just kind of fall by the wayside.
Mm.
And that's very true, and that can happen as we grow and change and, go through different obstacles of life.
Wow, that's so good. It's like giving yourself permission to step into the new you, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
then letting other people figure it out kind of on their own, but know that it's possible. It also, like, as they're figuring it out on their own, you show by you rising above your trauma that it's possible for them to rise above theirs.
Absolutely.
Oh, so
Absolutely.
good. So good. So tell me,
Absolutely.
what are some of these tips? I'm so excited to hear.
Yes. So, you and I, we love our acronyms. So I try to pull acronyms into and do, like, the word cross. So if we just look at the word pain, pain can be associated with a lot of different things: emotional pain, physical pain, pain of the past, pain of what is to come in the future. So it's like we have our good pain and we have our bad pain. So if we start with our bad pain, which is kind of sometimes where we get stuck, then we're just going to use these letters and then see what we can turn them into. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So the P in pain on our bad side would be permanence. And that's exactly what you were talking about earlier about feeling stuck. It's like you try to take 2 steps forwards and you feel like you're taking 5 steps back, like you're backtracking or you're treading water. I've heard people say that you're just, living right above the surface. And it's hard to be able to get out of that stuck feeling because you feel that everything is permanent. So the way that we can turn that into a good pain is perseverance, and I used to hear all the time, especially when I was going through all of my son Aiden surgeries and being in the hospital. And, it was very traumatic for him. It was very traumatic for me. And people would always say to me, well, God won't put anything on your plate that you can't handle. And, under my breath at the time, the old me wanted to say, well, you haven't seen my plate, so, uh, so, because it was heavy. It was heavy. Okay. And I really do believe that if God brings you to it, that he will bring you through it. And, that through process can be a short process or a long process, but we really just have to focus on what we're trying to learn in that process, or what we're trying to be shown. and even enjoy the process, take the small moments to be able to bring light into that process so it's not so dark. And so these just small changes from permanence to perseverance can really change the perspective of the pain that you're having. So
So
then let's go ahead and go to the A. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay.
First, can I tell you how profound the
Yes.
P is?
Oh,
Because
good.
I mean, seriously, like people think that it'll never end. It'll always
Yes.
be this way. And I get it.
Yes.
I've been there. I know that makes
Same.
sense. But that whole is like, it reminds me of that patient perseverance on the path. It's like you persevere eventually and go through, it's going to not be as heavy. That thing
Yes.
about like people used to say to me, and I'm like, this too shall pass. And I'm like, well,
Right.
I'm ready for it to pass.
Right. When is the passing part coming? Because, right. I completely get you. And, a lot of people feel the same way on so many different levels.
Yes. Yes. Okay, let's go to the A. Tell us about the A.
Okay. So the A in pain, on the bad side can be aggression. Oh, and I can really, really connect with this because I was just so angry. I had so much anger inside of me, like why me instead of why not me? Just what did I do to, deserved, or am I being punished because of, all the trauma that I've had to endure, not only as a child, but then again in my adult life in having a child, and just daily life things.
Mhm.
And it brings so much anger, so much resentment, and that can just fester and bloom the wrong type of flowers. Do you get me?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when we shift that aggression into acceptance, then we take the power away from the pain and we give it back to ourselves. So this is a huge step, is acceptance, setting healthy boundaries. People with physical pain, and I can feel you as well. I really had to sit down and say, okay, what can my physical body take with my injuries, and what can it not take? What can I do now that I couldn't do 5 years ago, 2 years ago? you know and then there's also power in resting. I was just talking to a good friend with mine that I just reconnected with, Sally, and we were talking about the power of resting, the power of just taking a day off and committing to it, and not feeling guilty about taking time for yourself. Oh, I'm a candidate
I
for that
gotta give you a
too.
heart. Oh my gosh, everyone, listen. She is giving us permission to rest,
Yes,
right?
permission to rest. Absolutely.
The A, I mean, I thought the P was profound. The A is totally amazing because a
Yes,
lot of times the things that we're going through, it creates that anger, it creates that resentment, it creates that
absolutely.
uncertainty. And the reality is that if we get to the point of accepting what was, letting go, what was, I can't remember that, and having faith in what will be.
What will be, right?
Yes. Wow. So, and that part about the power of resting, a lot of times I hear people say that there's always stuff to do. There's never
Yes,
enough hours in the day, right? Like I got to do, and it creates all this constant pressure and overwhelm, and
absolutely.
stress
And anxiety.
and
Oh,
anxiety.
mm,
It makes me think of even when God rested, right? Even when
yes,
Jesus rested, the
exactly.
waves were like calamity. I was just talking with somebody about that earlier. That was really cool. But yeah, and he was just, chilling. So we can
Yeah,
too.
we can too.
Okay, let's go with the I. Tell us about the I.
Okay, so the I on the bad side is insecurity. Oh, the feeling of insecurity is a heavy, heavy weight to bear as well. Being the victim versus being the victor. I got stuck in that mentality for many, many years after, being emotionally abused, after being sexually abused. I really got stuck in the mentality of being the victim instead of being the victor. Not that I survived these things and prospered through them, but that I was just stuck in them, just like in the permanence. So if we shift that insecurity into independence, and we believe in ourselves, then others will start to believe in us as well. Just as we were talking before about raising our vibration, being good to ourselves, and showing people what our worth is so that they can also join in, and also we can see what others' worth is. So we create that communal effect that we've lost over the years.
Wow. It just gets better and better. Seriously,
That's
it just
right.
gets better and
That's
better.
right.
I mean, so, a lot of times we struggle with insecurities. I mean, I'm not immune. You're not
It's
immune.
normal.
It's normal. It's
Absolutely.
natural.
It's
And a lot of
normal.
times people think that, oh my gosh, something's wrong with me. What's going
Right.
on? That fact that it's normal, and that, sometimes people think that they're in it by themselves, they're alone, or they have to show the world that they're secure. And it's a conflict of how they feel inside.
Yes.
And what I love that you shared about that independence is that, what people see outside and what you feel inside, they're like the same. It's all good. It's
Right.
almost
You're
like,
not conflicting with yourself anymore.
yeah,
The internal and the external. A lot of times we take all that anxiety and all that fear and we create an external version of ourselves, like a hard shell that we have to portray to other people to appear strong, or to, appear unbreakable. And, we've built that up over so many, years, centuries. I mean, it doesn't matter, but when we find a way to bring both of those together, then we find the peace within ourselves, that we're not battling ourselves anymore. So the battles with others, they stop.
they do. It's so good. It's almost like, wow, that part that you said about the shell, it's like this
Yes.
guarded heart. I
Yeah.
did a video on anger recently, and I was talking about guarded hearts attract guarded hearts. So we have the shell up, and we have this
Yeah.
wall up, but no one's able to get in to really
Right.
see our hearts.
Right. So we can't receive the good, and like I said, I've been here. I can't preach anything I haven't been through. You know what I'm saying? I
Absolutely.
remember having that hard shell, because I would wear my heart on my sleeve and I would get my heart broken, but I was also insecure. I had no belief in myself. So how can I expect others to believe in me if I can't believe in myself? So I really had to turn my pain into passion.
Oh, so good. And that
So
independence
let's go ahead and get to the
creates
end.
freedom. Well,
Yes,
it's
exactly.
like, oh, on the other side, there's so much
Right.
freedom, there's fulfillment, there's a whole new level of,
Right.
oh, thank you.
A
Okay,
whole new level.
I'm so ready for this. And
Okay,
I'm
so
excited.
the N in pain on the bad side is neurotic. Oh, have you ever felt neurotic? Because I know I have.
Yes.
Our our brain and our subconscious is so dependent on making, familiar cycles, that they'll create a cycle of bad ones if we let them. And if we can only see these cycles and not the art of change, and we start to feel defeated. And anything new sounds exhausting rather than exciting. And again, that heavy, heavy feeling, just so heavy. So when we turn that feeling of being neurotic into new day, new me. And yes, you have to clap when you say that, because there is so much new energy that is needed. So new day, new me. Okay. And when we have that mentality of, not letting yesterday's garbage get into the way of today's blessings, you say, instead of, oh, I don't want to do that, or why do I have to do that? We change our viewpoint of saying, I get to do this every day. Because I remember times when I didn't have the opportunities that I have. I shut down my own opportunities because I was so close minded.
Oh, so it's almost like because of the closure, it was hard to see the opportunities and the blessing.
Exactly.
We
Exactly.
block our own blessings
We block our
unconsciously.
own blessings. Absolutely.
Wow.
And once again, I have fallen victim to this power as well. And like I said, it really does take practice. It really takes connecting with the right life coach, honestly, because there has to be a way for you to not dwell in those feelings that are so uncomfortable and hurtful, to be able to get through them without losing who you are, without losing the memories that you want to sustain, and being able to find the you that is even better on the other side.
So good.
And I promise that that person is there. I promise.
And you know what? It's not just for some people what you're saying. It's possible
No,
for everyone.
every single person. We all have gone through so much. I mean, our world today is, it's a lot, you know, and that's an understatement. So we have all gone through our own personal traumas. We've all experienced different forms of pain. And I'm sure that if I have felt this way, that there are many others that have felt this way also. But it is not permanent. That's the best part. It's not permanent.
You know what? It's possible.
It's possible.
Oh, so Coach Nikki, you have blessed our stage in an amazing way today. I
Thank
mean,
you.
words cannot describe how grateful we are to have you here. And so for those of you who are listening, let us know what's your biggest takeaway. Which one of these or these words spoke to you today in terms of pain? You know, perseverance, acceptance, independence, new day, new you. Which one is calling for you to be able to step fully into more? And Coach Nikki, how can we be able to get a hold of you? Do you have actually like a free gift that you can be able to give us to support us in getting to know you more and
I
have
do
people talk
actually.
to you?
I do. So I actually have two free gifts that I offer because I believe in the power of twos.
Okay.
um, so I really spent a lot of time on something that I wrote. It's my ebook. It's called How to Be the Calm in the Chaos, because the world is full of chaos, and the chaos in our personal lives and the chaos outside never seems to stop. So finding a way to be the calm in the chaos is my free gift that I offer on my website. It's an ebook that you can download for free, no strings attached. Just enter your email address and it'll send it straight to you. It's on my website, which is www.pamperyourproblems.com. And you can also read about, you know, what else I do. I also am, you know, co-author with our new book, which is The Freedom of, or The Power of Coaching. I apologize. The Power of Coaching, which gives freedom. And we're just so proud to, you know, be able to have that available as well, which is for sale. And you can contact me or visit my Facebook page. The other free gift that I like to offer is, if you go to my website, you can schedule some time with me, and I call it a freedom call, which is about 30 to 40 minutes. And you can connect with me on the telephone, over Zoom, or in person, if you're local, of course. But I can give you some of my time to be able to hear what's on your heart and what you need some freedom with. And I'm happy to connect with you. If you would go to my website and schedule time. If the times don't work for you, then please feel free to reach out to me. And I'm happy to, you know, try to coordinate some time with you.
So awesome. So awesome. Yes. So everyone, make sure you go to Coach Nikki's website, pamperyourproblems.com, get connected with her, get your free gift, get that freedom call. So therefore she can support you into another level. Everyone who's listening, thanks so much for being here for another episode of Freedom Fridays. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye. Peace.